because the Mattises were bought our apartment at Sherry Netherland years ago, and they owned Haagen-Dazs ice cream. And they had a daughter whose name was Norma Hurley. So when I first wrote the check to her, I said Norma Hurley, and then I had to alter it to her name, which is Norma Curley. Norma has been my teacher and my accompanist all these years. And ladies and gentlemen, he works now at the Metropolitan Opera, and he has been backing me up all these years so that he covers me on the high notes at least, if not more, so that when you listen, don't worry whether it's him or me, one of us is doing it. Ladies and gentlemen, last year we had to postpone, as you know, because I had... What?
You forgot to introduce him.
I'm sorry, what?
You forgot to introduce him.
Oh, I didn't say Joe Vallone? He's an Italian singer, and of course they all are Italians. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I just want to say that also in this audience are two women who helped save my life. Because after last year, when I had the stroke and we had to postpone, they were among the 24-hour, round-the-clock nurses that I needed for the first 3 or 4 or 5 months before Carol took over. And I just want to say, I just want you to acknowledge them, because I probably wouldn't be alive if it wasn't for them and the rest of their crew. There were quite a few nurses involved. Sitting over here is Jeannie, one of my major nurses. And with her is, from the Irish nursing mafia, is Sharon. Sharon, would you just take anything? Are you there? Thank you for saving my life. I just want to say that this is a little unusual, but that's the way I do everything, I guess. You're all getting a birthday present from me later. Some of you have been kind enough to give me something, and I thank you. Please, thank you from the bottom of my heart. But obviously, I don't know if we put it on the invitation or not, but we weren't looking for gifts. But you're all going to get a birthday gift from me when you leave. You'll hear about it later. But it's my 10th and latest book.
Tell him it's a recent picture.
What's that?
Tell him it's a recent picture.
What's that?
It's a recent photo.
Oh, a recent photo. No, this is one of my show business photos when I was in show business 40, 50 years ago. The name of the book is called How Lucky Can One Man Be? And the whole book is in pictures with everyone from the presidents to Oprah to Elizabeth Taylor and others that were involved with me one way or another during this fantastic journey that I've had for a lifetime. And on the back is a picture, there are many of them, of Carol and I on our 25th anniversary, I believe. So when you leave, you'll just take a book. If there's 2 of you, if there's 3 children, get 1 for each child. If they're under 5, they can't read, forget about it. One per couple. And if you're not together at the moment, or you're apart, or whatever, then take 1 for him and 1 for you. But please, don't worry about it. If you need or want a second one, take it. Be my guest. Ladies and gentlemen, before I go further, let me just also say that you have made me, the last song I sing is one I wrote last Wednesday in the shower. and I wrote one this afternoon too. But when I wrote it, it's called Thank You for This Wonderful Night, and I Love You So, which is the theme of everything.
We love you, Barry.
Thank you. You'll hear a lot more about this. So, once again, I've told you about the birthday present later, and I wanted to just show you this, that among the gifts Sharon, my nurse, gave me, because she lived with me for a couple months, and she knew what was going on, she gave me a box of Cadbury chocolates. I have 2 long shoehorns for 2 different rooms, and she knew that we had to carry one into a different room once in a while, so she gave me a long shoehorn, so I now have 3. And then she gave me this, which I love. This is a little microphone, and she had this made up. Happy 90th birthday to Barry Kaye, Feinstein's, 54 Below, New York, May 20th, 2018. Sharon, you're my nurse. I can't believe it. Thank you so much for what you did keeping me alive and for the presence that sustained me now. Okay. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I'll never get through this. There's 30 songs here. Well, I don't sing them all. I just want to let you know. I let up a little because my wife said no one could handle 30 songs, even by a professional. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, let's get started. There's Norma. 89 was bad. My stroke was sad, and we had to postpone. 91 will be great fun, but now it's time for 90. Imagine 90 years and still singing and swinging and making money in the market. All the songs below, which you have a schedule, make up my 90th birthday show. I thought you might like to see what you're about to hear. When I started to sing many years ago, I wrote my first song, which I will shortly sing for you. I saw the most fantastic show at the Y last Sunday. It was by many, many award-winning lyricists whose words jump off the page. She was and is absolutely incredible. She also had they're some of the best singers and musicians I have ever heard. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't say enough, so let me just say, and all I leave unsaid for those of you who know show business, she has 2 shows on Broadway right now. Her name is Lynn Ahrens. I tell you about her. Her first song was what she called an I am song. The most I can say about me is at least I'm thinking her way, because my first song is an I am song. When I started to sing many years ago, I wrote my first of many songs. I will now sing for you. Next year's show will be all the songs I've written, among others, that I love to sing. Some people are singers, some people are writers and lyricists. Tony Bennett, who we will salute later, is both a wonderful painter and a great singer. I would like to be, or I am, a painter of songs, and so I open my show with this song. First, for those of you who understand music, which I don't, these are the notes, because this, in the middle of my show, is to these notes another song, and at the end of the show, the one I wrote last week, these are the notes too, but they're all different words, which express everything I feel tonight. By the way, it is my plan, so I hope you'll plan ahead, to sing until 110. So that means there's 20 more years that you'll have to sit through this. If you want, that's up to you. Now let me sing my song. I am a painter of songs as I start the show today. Norma, I am a painter of songs. A song painter am I. I sing to you the colors of the rainbow, red, yellow, and blue. I will paint my canvas for you so bright, with words and story that will make you feel so right. Here is my brush and palette too. Listen to the colors that I sing to you. Tonight, I am now in my 57th year of marriage with my beloved wife, Carol. I have retired and lived happily ever after for now 9 years at the Plaza Hotel. I have 3 wonderful children and 9 grandchildren here. And ladies and gentlemen, I have 2 great grandchildren and 1 more on the way, thanks to my grandson Peter and his wife Monica, and she has a 3rd one on the way. And I was really flattered and surprised tonight to see her mother also came. Thank you so much. How lucky can one man be? It's me you can see, for I am a painter of songs, and I now sing to you tonight. Ladies and gentlemen, this is unusual. I don't play golf and I don't play tennis or cards. So, when I retired 9 years ago, we moved to New York, which is the most wonderful retirement place in the world. You've got everything from shows to culture to music to you name it. And I've got my whole family here too. And so I finally say, although you'll hear the music twice more today, I am a painter of songs, and I sing to you tonight. It's not impossible. Remember this as I sing the impossible dream. And remember, any dream is possible if you want it badly enough, if you focus on it, and as I do, if you sing it. Make it happen. Whatever your dream may be, you can make it happen if you really concentrate and focus on you. It's all up to you. Joe, please. To dream the impossible dream, to fight the unbeatable foe, to bear with unbearable sorrow, to run where the brave dare not go, to right the unrightable wrong, to love pure and chaste from afar, to try when your arms are too weary to reach the impenetrable star. This is my quest to follow that star, no matter how hopeless, no matter how far, to fight for the right, without question or pause, to be willing to march into hell for a heavenly cause. And I know if I'll only be true to this glorious quest, that my heart will lie peaceful and calm when I'm laid to my rest. And the world will be better for this, that one man, scorned and covered with scars, still strove with his last ounce of courage to reach the unreachable star. You will receive later, as you leave, my birthday present to you. This is my 10th and latest book. How lucky can one man be?
And how much is it available for?
For you, each and every one of you, whether you want one or two or three, it's free. Ladies and gentlemen, the only excuse I can give for singing is to raise money for charity. And that's why I do it. Many years ago, when I first started these birthday parties, I sang my first song and got a very large, unexpected applause. I said at that time, "Give me one more hand like that," because people then were paying, and I will pay for everyone. And I've been paying ever since. Everybody, everyone, you are all my guests. Thank you for coming. When you go home, please make there be a reason for me to sing. It costs me for each one approximately $120 a person. When you go home, if you think about it and would like to and can afford to, would you please give $120 to your favorite church, school, college, hospital, or charity? And I then will have a good reason to go on singing, because I have raised money in this manner for charity. Thank you.
All right. I'm coming here next year because you're the most magnificent I ever met in my life.
I'm the most what?
Magnificent person.
Oh, thank you. Wait till you hear the rest of this. Ladies and gentlemen, Elvis Presley could not be with us tonight. I invited Tony Bennett and he couldn't make it either. But thank God he's still alive, celebrating his 90th birthday party, an inspiration to me, and his 91st. And next year he'll probably sing at 92, as will I do. The next song was originally done by the Righteous Brothers and Elvis Presley. Since neither of them can be here tonight, you will have to settle for me. The song is Unchained Melody. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch along lonely time. Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. Lonely rivers flow to the sea, to the sea, to the open arms of the sea. Lovely rivers sigh, wait for me, wait for me. I'll be coming home, wait for me. Oh, my love, my darling, I've hungered for your touch a long, lonely time. Time goes by so slowly, and time can do so much. Are you still mine? I need your love. I need your love. Godspeed your love to me. The next song is dedicated, like all of my songs, to my wife Carol, without whom there would be no Barry Kaye. All of my books are dedicated in that manner because she's really responsible for it all. Well, Elvis Presley has once again left the building, so you get me again. Let's see if I can get the twist.
No, Barry. No.
Wise men say only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. I can't help falling in love with you. The next song is from the Broadway hit show Les Miserables. This is what the lead singer sings when he makes this prayer. God on high, hear my prayer in my need. You have always been there. He is young, he's afraid. Let him rest, heaven blessed. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. He's like the son I might have known if God had granted me a son. I have two, thank you, God. The summers die one by one. How soon they fly, on and on. And I am old, 90, and will be gone after 110, please. Bring him peace, bring him joy. He is only a boy.
Can take you,
And give, let him be, let him live. If I die, let me die, but let him live. Bring him home, bring him home, bring him home. My show is made up of all closes. I have no openers. Frank Sinatra sang it and lived it that way. And Paul Anka wrote it. I may not sing it like Frank, but I sure lived it my way. And now the end is near, and so I face the final curtain. My friend, I'll say it clear, I'll state my case, of which I'm certain. I've lived a life that's full, I've traveled each and every highway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Regrets, I've had a few, but then again, too few to mention. I did what I had to do and saw it through without exemption. I planned each charted course, each careful step along the byway, but more, much more than this, I did it my way. Yes, there were times, Carol, I'm sure you knew, when I bit off more than I could chew. But through it all, when there was doubt, I ate it up and spit it out. I faced it all, and I stood tall, and did it my way. I've loved, I've laughed and cried. I had my fill, my share of losing. And now, as tears subside, I find it all so amusing to think I did all that, and may I say, not in a shy way, no, oh no, not me, for I did it my way. For what is a man? What has he got? If not himself, then he has not to say the things he truly feels, and not the words of one who kneels. The record shows I took the blows and did it my way. The next song is as real as life can get. Yes. What?
Jeannie, your nurse wants
My nurse, Jeannie, yes.
you to sit back.
What do you want me to sit back?
Yes, she just wants you to
Oh, you're still nursing me. Wow. If that's what you'd like. Thank you. See? Is that wonderful? And she doesn't even work for me anymore. The next song is as real as it can get. From the Broadway hit by Jerome Kern and Oscar Hammerstein, ladies and gentlemen, Showboat. Also sang it one time or another by Paul Robeson and even Frank Sinatra, but not in his usual way. I sing it now my way because it's as real as life gets, and it's the only way I can sing it. There's an old man called Mississippi. That's the old man that I want to be. What does he care if the world got troubles? What do he care? if the land ain't free. Joe, let's go down.
Down low.
Old Man River, that old man River, he must know something, but don't say nothing. He just keeps rolling, he keeps on rolling along. He don't plant taters, he don't plant cotton, and them that plant them are soon forgotten. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. You and me, we sweat and strain, body all aching and racked with pain. Tote that barge, lift that bale, you get a little drunk, and you land in jail. I get weary, I'm sick of trying. I'm tired of living, but scared of dying. But old man River, he just keeps rolling along. With the necessary help of future star Joe Malone, we sing together by Puccini from Trinidad, my favorite, Nessun Dorma.
Nessun dorma,
Nessun Dorma.
tu
Tu
pure
pure
principessa
nella tua fredda stanza,
guardi le stelle che tremano
d'amore e di speranza.
Ma il mio mistero è chiuso a me. Il nome mio nessuno saprà, no, no, sulla tua bocca lo dirò quando la luce splenderà.
Madame Liberace.
Ed il mio bacio scioglierà il silenzio che ti fa mia. Tramontate stelle, tramontate stelle, all'alba vincerà, vincerà, vincerà.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's stay in Italy, and now we look for Luciano Pavarotti. Why not? What have I got to lose? Who is no longer here, but I sing his and my and your favorite.
Che bella cosa,
Una giornata sole, una risa serena,
dopo una tempesta,
per l'aria fresca, per già una festa. Che bella cosa una giornata sole.
ma tu sole, che bella me, oh sole mio, stai in fronte a te, oh sole, oh sole mio, stai in fronte a te, stai in fronte a te.
Ladies and gentlemen, when I lived in Beverly Hills, I was a member of the Friars Club on the board of directors, and so was Tony Martin. And every time when I'd come into the Friars Club, before the crowd started to come in, I would look at Tony from across the crowded room, and he in English had adopted this song for the biggest hit that year. And he would start singing, and I would sing with him. He, of course, put his hand on his kidney, as he always did when he sang. I never knew why. There's a joke there someplace, but it's not in good taste. So I've taken it out. I saw Tony Martin in the back, and I would start singing, and he would join me. There's no tomorrow when love is new.
Now
It is forever
when love is
true. So kiss me and kiss me tight.
There's
No tomorrow, there's just tonight. And now, if I can do it again, the Presley Shake. Years later, Elvis brought it back with his own words. Do you remember? It's now or never.
Come
Hold me tight. Kiss me, my darling.
Be
Mine tonight. Tomorrow will be too late. It's now or never. My love won't wait. And now back to the original Luciani Pavarotti and the original ending to the real song itself from Napoli. Oh, sole mio.
My
Sole, più bello è. Oh, sole mio, stai in fronte a te. Oh, sole mio,
stai in fronte a te.
stai in fronte a te. And now, what? Rearrange myself? And you're not even my nurse.
Get him in the center of the chair, please.
Ladies and gentlemen, I said I would, to the same music that I wrote the first song, I would write another song for the middle of the show. This is the middle of the show. By the way, I wrote these notes at the beginning and made up the song. I am a painter of songs. And now I'm ready to sing my song with the same notes from the middle. And I will close with my last song, which has the same music. But ladies and gentlemen, that song is called... That song is called... Thank you for this most wonderful night. I love you so. All of you for what you have done for me. I have dreamed and realized all my dreams because of everyone like you. Ladies and gentlemen, now this is the miracle of the show. Like Lynn Aaron said, when you write this kind of I am song, make it about you. And so I started to write this afternoon something which has no name, so we'll just call it the middle of the show. I started at 18 as a kid. At WITH in Baltimore, as a disc jockey, I had no interest in sports, Gretzky, or hockey. What else could I find to rhyme with jockey? Later with NBC, I auditioned to take over the Jack Paar show, but left when I lost to Johnny Carson, so I was out of a job. I was a high school dropout, but the insurance business looked very good to me, so I thought I'd go into it. I sold and sold and sold. And ladies and gentlemen, at one point or another, I led 14 different insurance companies, including New England Life, Prudential, and Metropolitan Life. But it did all turn to gold. And ladies and gentlemen, I was working in Florida because I had sold out. I was the first acquisition for National Financial Partners on the New York Stock Exchange. They were run by Jessica Biblowitz. She was the chairman, and she was also Sandy Weill's daughter. That didn't hurt. Ladies and gentlemen, I concluded at one point, oh, I forgot to tell you. And so as I sold and sold and sold, and realized I did not get my high school diploma, ladies and gentlemen, I gave a lot of money to the Florida Atlantic University and thereby bought my own doctorate. Ladies and gentlemen, Dr. Barry Kaye. The high school dropout. Dr. Kaye, they say, and it was for me great fun, and I thought I had finally become someone. What a life. How lucky, truly, can one man be? Again, I say to you, thank you for this most wonderful night. And now perhaps you understand the reason I truly, truly, from the bottom of my heart, love each and every one of you so. And now, back to the show. Another Italian. I think they all are. This one was still singing in America. How could you forget the wonderful, wonderful Mario Lanza? Because you came to me with not save love,
and
hold my hand
and lift
with
my
my
arms
words
above. A
word of hope and joy I see, because you come to me, because you speak to me in accent sweet. I find the roses waking round my feet, and I am led through tears and joy to be, because you speak to me, because God made thee mine, I'll cherish thee. Through light and darkness, for all time to see, and pray His love will make our love divine, because God made Ladies and gentlemen, the man that Frank Sinatra thought was the best singer of them all, Anthony Benedetto. I didn't see him tonight, but I did invite him. He is the greatest. He sings in such a way that I can only idolize and envy him. His original hit with Mitch Miller as arranger and conductor was, if you remember, Because, another Because song of you. Joe? Because of you, there's a song in my heart. Because of you, my romance had its start. Because of you, the sun will shine, the moon and stars will say you're mine forever and never to part. I only live for your love and your kiss. It's paradise to be near you like this. Because of you, my life is now worthwhile, and I can smile because of you. Ladies and gentlemen, this is our salute to Tony Bennett. And then, ladies and gentlemen, Mitch Miller heard a fantastic country song. It was called Cold, Cold Heart. And he took it to Tony and said, the words are beautiful. This could be a big ballad. And Tony said, I can't sing a country song. He says, I'm going to tie you to a tree until you learn how to sing it, and you will. And he did, and he had one of his biggest hits ever with Hank Williams' song, Cold, Cold Heart. And then came the Boulevard of Broken Dreams. And now Tony's next hit was a wonderful song called Rags to Riches. Let's see what I can do to this one. I know I'd go from rags to riches if you would only say you care. And though my pockets may be empty, I'd be a millionaire. My clothes may still be torn and tattered, but in my heart I'd be a king. Your love is all that ever mattered. It's everything. So open your arms and I'll open the door to all the treasures that I'm hoping for. Hold me and kiss me and tell me you're mine evermore. Must I forever be a beggar whose golden dreams may not come true? Or will I go from rags to riches? My fate is up to you. Again, up high, too high for me, but there's always Joe to help. Anthony Newley wrote this. By the way, I heard at the old Mike Feinstein place, at the Regency, he sang on stage, didn't play piano, and just sang this song. It was truly incredible. But another hit for Tony. What kind of fool am I who never fell in love? It seems that I'm the only one that I have been thinking of. What kind of man is this?
An empty
Shell, a lonely cell in which an empty heart must dwell. What kind of lips are these
that lied with
every kiss
that
that
whispered empty words of love that left me alone like this? Why can't I fall in love like any other man? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am.
What kind of clown am I? What do I know of life? Why can't I cast away this mask of clay and live my life?
Why can't I fall in love till I don't give a damn? And maybe then I'll know what kind of fool I am.
And then Anthony Newley, I believe, wrote this one with Leslie Briscoe's, and it seems to always go together. And Tony did sing both of them. Who can I turn to when nobody needs me? My heart wants to know, and so I must go where destiny leads me. With no star to guide me, and no one beside me, I'll go on my way, and after the day, the darkness will hide me. And maybe tomorrow I'll find what I'm after. I'll throw off my sorrow, beg, steal, or borrow my share of laughter. With you I can learn to, with you on a new day. But who can I turn to, Carol, if you turn away? And then the hit of all hits, sung thousands of times by Tony Bennett and even more by every singer around. Dedicated to my wife, Carol, like all 10 of my books. There would be no show, there would be no songs, there would be no books if it wasn't for Carol. Because if it wasn't for Carol, there would be no Barry Kaye. Well done, my children. The loneliness of Paris seems somehow sadly gray. The glory that was Rome is of another day.
I've been terribly alone and forgotten in Manhattan. I'm going home to my city by the bay. I left my heart in San Francisco, high on a hill. It calls to me to be where little cable cars climb halfway to the stars. The morning fog may chill the air, but I don't care. My love waits there in San Francisco, above the blue and windy sea. When I come home to you, San Francisco, your golden sun will wait for me.
Carol, like all of my... like all... Her turn hasn't come yet. Like all my 18 books, no, 10 books, plus all the songs I sing tonight, by 110, there'll be more than 18. Ladies and gentlemen, talking about books, one of my first clients, still a client, and here tonight, he's been here with us before, one of the greatest authors of all time. He did not only books, but movies. It's, ladies and gentlemen, from the War of Roses, if you remember, Warren Adler. Warren. And sitting with him is another friend of mine who is on his way up, just like Joe will be a future star. This man is starting to be that kind of star. He's written many books, and he used to rent offices from me where he wrote them. Ladies and gentlemen, he's here too with his wife, Barbara. Ladies and gentlemen, Steve Foreman. I hate to cut any songs out, but they told me they must be out by 8:15. So the next song, Carol, I'll have to sing to you alone at home tonight. If ever I would leave you. That's out. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I couldn't cut these other songs, but there are too many. So I just didn't have the heart to get rid of them. I love them so. My wife Carol said, no one can sit through 30 songs, even by a professional, much less by you. But I hate taking any song out, so I will sing, hopefully, only 2 lines to just let you imagine the rest. And perhaps sung properly by the many professionals who made hits of all these songs. Here are the first 2 lines of each. It's better that you hear them by the original artist, as I said, the rest of the song, rather than by the Platters or even me, the great pretender. And so we start with our 2-line each medley. My wife Carol said no one could sit through 30 songs. I said that already, but I hate taking any song out. So I'll sing hopefully only the first 2 lines so that you can imagine the rest, and perhaps you can imagine the singers who sang this as they did so beautifully. And ladies and gentlemen, I officially now can tell you, Norma, Joe, those other 2 songs, Long Ago and Far Away, will have to be cut out. And we can no longer sing Vic Damone, who I want to make a salute to because he died this last year, Vito Faranola. I know him from the beginning. And Vic Damone had a fabulous rendition of Sorrento. I'll try to put that in next year's show. And now, ladies and gentlemen, our first song in this medley, with Le Cage aux Folles, Gene Barry, who was once a song and dance man, although you knew him as Bat Masterson. He had a most beautiful home on Whittier Drive. And we went looking there, and Carol and I offered him $325,000 for the house. Ladies and gentlemen, his manager wanted him to sell because he knew the show was about to go over, finish. And he said, you better sell the house. But he didn't want to. So he said to me, Barry, I've changed my mind. I'm not selling it to you. Particularly, who are you, a disc jockey? You're going to live in my house? So, ladies and gentlemen, I said to him, please, in my most salesman-like voice, please, Gene, I don't want to sue you. I don't want to have problems. I tell you what I'll do with you. You asked for $325. I gave it to you. You've asked for nothing else. You've just told me you don't want to sell it. I'll give you $50,000 more. And so I gave him $375. And even though he wasn't happy, he accepted it. 1970, this was the beginning of my real estate career. So, ladies and gentlemen, what happened was 2 or 3 years later in 1990, all of the Iranians, all the Iranians came to town in 2009. When?
What difference does it make?
I told you, what could I do without Carol Kaye? When, honey?
I think you're right.
Anyway, they came to town, and one of them, whose name was Nazarian.
Shakarshian.
What was his name?
Shakarshian.
How do you remember that?
Because I knew him.
Was that, were you the decorator? I have my decorator, Jeff Hitchcock, here. He's done all our houses. What? Well, anyway, what happened was they came to town and he offered me $1,750,000. I was so happy that I had bought the house and spent the extra $50,000. You know, think twice before you turn something down. You spend a little more, you get a little more. And ladies and gentlemen, I did get the money the next week, and I must say to you, I think that Gene has never forgiven me.
He didn't know about it.
I don't think he even knows my name. Who? Gene didn't die. When? You see how quick the time goes? You think I'll make 110? Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I will now sing the song. Gene, if he even knew, wouldn't have forgiven me, I can guarantee you. What a prophet. The beginning of my real estate career. But, ladies and gentlemen, he sang this song from La Cage aux Folles, and it's true for me today, every day. And so I sing it for you in hopes that it's true for you. The best of times is now. What's left of summer
but a
faded rose. The best of times is now.
As for
Tomorrow, well, who knows? Who knows? Who knows? So hold this moment fast and live in love as long as you know how, and make this moment last, because the best of times is now, is now, is now. Now, not some forgotten yesterday. That's more than 2 lines.
That's
isn't
way
it?
more than 2 lines.
I'm sorry.
I don't know the rest.
Ladies and gentlemen, I used to sing in Palm Beach, God Bless America. I was singing it at the end of my daily radio show down there, talking about finance and business. And Bob Lappin, who sang, was the orchestra leader and arranger and everything for the Palm Beach Pops, heard me and said, Barry, would you like to open all our shows? That was at the Palm Beach Pops at the Kravitz Center in Palm Beach, and at the Carol and Barry Kaye. What was it called? What's that? Auditorium, which I donated with my wife to Florida Atlantic University in Boca Raton. Anyway, Bob Lappin died just a few years ago too. And he would sit down and play at the piano after my song. and sing, lead the orchestra, arrange the songs until the close of the concert, when he would always sing, like Liberace, I'll be seeing you. How do you cut a song like that out? You can't. I'll be seeing you in all the old familiar places that this heart of mine embraces all day through. In the small cafe, the park across the way, the children's carousel, the chestnut tree, the wishing well. I'll be seeing you over the next, hopefully, 20 years. You'll come back for more if you want to. And now, ladies and gentlemen, back to the abbreviated songs. But in the interest of time, we'll send out, but make believe you heard it, because you can't do a show without Sonnenfeld. And the one we're about to cut out is Send In the Clowns. And now, ladies and gentlemen, the next song applies to every one of you. Make it your own, of how you may have met your spouse as I did mine. Ladies and gentlemen, we went away, she, with her daughter, Vern, and her son, Alan. She went to the Concord. Her friend said to go. She said, well, I don't want to get married, because that's where they all meet. And she said, her friend said, don't worry, it's out of season. No one will be there. I had 2 children from my first marriage, and as a result, it was my time to take them. So with my mother and my aunt, we all went to the Concord Hotel in Kiamisha Lake. And just to cut to the chase, I did get a free week there after that. Whenever you met someone there and something happened, they invited you back.
Nothing happened. That's my mother.
That's our son. Wait, he'll be here in a minute. He's warming up his voice right now. Ladies and gentlemen, there was an art gallery downstairs where they showed you how to paint pictures by the numbers. And Carol was standing there showing it to her daughter, Fern. How soon they forget. Her daughter, Fern. Ladies and gentlemen, Carol said to Fern, come, Fern, we don't talk to strangers. Why I'm married today? Fern immediately brought her mother over to me and introduced us. And now we were no longer strangers. And that's how it all started, thanks to Fern. Ladies and gentlemen, I sing this song to you and apply it to yourself and your own situation, how you met. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Strangers in the night, arranging dances, wandering in the night. What were the chances we'd be sharing love
before
the night was through? Something in your eyes was so inviting, something in your smile was so exciting, something in my heart
told me I must
have you. Strangers in the night, 2 lonely people, we were strangers in the night.
Up to the moment when we said our first hello. Little did we know Love was just a glance away, a warm embracing dance away.
And now,
And ever since that night,
this is our 57th year of marriage. They don't make them like that anymore. Ladies and gentlemen, think about how you both met and what happened. Fern, my daughter, was an insurance man working for my firm, as all my children did at that time. And she went to visit a very important accountant, her now husband, Leonard. And Leonard came in the office and said, "What's my next appointment?" And they told her, "The insurance man out there." And she said, "Her?" And they were married within 6 weeks. So, ladies and gentlemen, it runs in our family. And as my wife wanted to change the name of the book, but we didn't get around to it because it was printed already, how lucky can two people be? Now, this is really very special. On the schedule, you'll see Long Ago and Far Away, but we are going to replace that with Now and Here. I've asked my son, Howard, who really does sing nicely, to come up and sing a song that is one of his favorites, Carol's favorites, and me too. I will dedicate my singing to Carol, so honey, here's your song, your favorite at one point, Fly Me to the Moon. And now, Howard will make his own dedication.
Well, good evening, everyone. Hello. I don't enjoy being up here as much as my father. You know, I really do. But I have three things to say. First of all, three of the greatest gifts that I can share with you is, number one, my sister, and the gift of Leonard Tessler, whose birthday it is today.
Happy birthday!
Happy birthday.
To you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Leonard. Happy birthday to you. By the way, Carol's birthday was April 24th, and born on that day was Howard. Carol waited till then, and his daughter, Jackie. Ladies and gentlemen,
All right, I have a second
she
gift.
quit a fabulous job. She quit a fabulous job a short while ago, and she's so thrilled to know she got a new and better job this past week. Ladies and gentlemen, my wonderful granddaughter, Greer.
So, Greer, welcome and congratulations. But the second gift is really to my brother and sister and myself and our entire family. And that's to watch a man, Barry Kaye, who is in... This is not the way it's supposed to go. Okay. He inspires us. We love him. And it's incredible to watch him at 90. All right, sit down. And the last gift is to me. And I sing this song with my father to you all because tonight, the love of my life, my ex-wife, is here. Have you ever heard of an introduction like that? Pam Kaye, Fly Me to the Moon. This year will have been 25 years of marital bliss with 7 years in between that was completely fucked up. But anyway, we're back, so who cares? Norma, are you ready?
What a family. What a family.
Fly me to the moon and let me play among the stars.
Let me see what spring is like on Jupiter and Mars.
In other words, hold my hand. In other words, darling, kiss me. Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore.
You are all I long for, all I worship and adore.
In other words, please be true. In other words, I love you.
Take it, take it.
Fill my heart with song and let me sing forevermore. You are all I've longed for, all I've worshipped and adored. In other words, please be true. In other words, in other words, in other words, I love you.
We had him 4 years later, and that made 3. She wouldn't let me adopt the other 2 until she had a year with me. She didn't want to take a chance. Ladies and gentlemen, I can't take this out, but I'll do it as fast as possible. Do you remember years ago this wonderful, wonderful song by Bill Kenny and the Ink Spots? Wise men have shown life is no good alone. Day needs light, flowers need light. I need you. I need you. A rose must remain with the sun and the rain.
Oh, it's
This lovely promise won't come true.
To
Each his own, to each his own, and my own is you.
What good is
Is
a
a song if the words just don't belong? And a dream must be a dream for two. No good alone, to each his own, and my own is you. Honey babe, honey child, honey doll, honey lamb. If a flame is to grow, there must be a glow, remember? To open each door, there's a key. I need you, I know. I can't let you go. Your touch means too much to me.
lips
Must insist
on
two more to be kissed,
or
or they'll never know what love can do. To each his own,
I
found my own, one and only you. Well, I don't have to shorten this one because the next song was going to be On My Own. Susan Boyle was that amazing woman who sang on Great Britain's Got Talent. Out of respect for Susan Boyle and Simon, I had planned from the beginning to leave this one completely unsung. One of the best entertainers of all time, he could do anything, but nothing could he do that was wrong. Remember, one of the greatest entertainers of all time, the fantastic Dean Martin. Napoli, when love is king,
when
boy meets girl,
here's
what they say.
When
the moon hits your eye like a big pizza pie, that's amore. Sing along if you know the words.
When
The world
seems to
seems to
shine
shine
like you've had
Never
too much wine,
that's amore.
bells will ring, ting-a-ling-a-ling, ting-a-ling-a-ling, and you sing
Vita Bella.
Hearts will play ticky-ticky-tay, ticky-ticky-tay, like a gay
Tarantella.
tarantella. Lucky fella.
When the stars
make you drool just like
Pasta fazool, that's amore. When you dance down the street with the stars on your feet, you're in love.
When you walk down in a
Dream,
but you
know you're not
your
your head. Excuse me, but you see,
back in old Napoli, that's amore.
well, we kept that one to 3 lines. Ladies and gentlemen, a young man came into my studio when I was working in Philadelphia on the all-night show at WCAU for CBS. It came all over the country on what they call a clear channel. The show was heard from midnight to 5 in the morning. Music and talk, I called it Night and Kaye. How original. And I played, he came in with this song. I played it for 2 straight weeks, all night long, time after time after time, until it became one of the biggest hits of that year. I have always loved it, and I never started singing it until I retired in this, my 3rd career. The 4th is the market. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, out of respect for him and his beautiful voice, he died last year. Please listen to Here in my heart, I'm alone and so lonely. Here in my heart, I long to hold you
for you
only.
Here in my arms, I
Long to hold you, hold you so near,
ever
close to my heart. So darling, say that you care. Take this heart I give gladly. Surely you know I need your love so badly. Here is my heart, my life and my all, dear. Please be mine and stay here in my heart. Al Martino. Well, we're still behind time, but we're finishing right now. I have written a song this past Wednesday in the shower for my closing of this show. It is called My Most Wonderful Night, I Love You So, by Barry Kaye, dedicated to all of you. I told you at the beginning of this concert that I was a painter of songs, and now in closing, using the same music as then, I am singing to you this song that I wrote this past week to close this show. This has been my most wonderful night. Thanks to you all, my beloved Carol, my family, all my friends, my clients, and anyone here who has made all my dreams come true. And so I'm going to state with great delight, this has been my most wonderful night, And I love you, each and every one of you, and all. I love you all so. Special thanks to the waiters who participated and helped with my birthday party, and the wonderful staff of 54 Below. And to anyone ever connected to me in any way, my nurses and all, what can I say? This has been my most wonderful night. I love you so, you'll never know how happy you have made, for all my dreams have come true. And so I say, I love you all. Ladies and gentlemen, as you leave, because we're supposed to be out by 9:15, you will pick up your book for the couples. If you need more than one, be my guest. If it's extra children and they've left the house, I think you will enjoy it thoroughly. It is how lucky one man can be. It's the life story of me in pictures. From the Clintons to Oprah, to Elizabeth Taylor, to the Reagans, and everyone else who one way or another was on one of my shows or with me. And so I say in closing to you, pick up your book. And one more thing I forgot to say, they are filming this tonight. You will receive a letter within the next 2 or 3 weeks, and it will give you a click on. So if you want to hear it again for any reason, or if you want someone who missed it or couldn't come or would like to, please tell them it's free for thee. It's on YouTube, and it'll be there 2 weeks, as are all the shows from the past 10 years.
He
What's-
wants me to add, he's available for Broadway or to take this show on the road.
If there are any producers here or booking agents, I'm ready. Just think, a 90-year-old man alive and singing on stage, I'll be all the rage. That will be my last career. Ladies and gentlemen, that's it. And so I say in closing, thank you so much for this most wonderful night. You have made all my dreams come true. And there's no other way I can say all of this other than each and every one of you, I love you. I'll see you for the next 20 years. Next year, a great part of the show. All the